All right, good afternoon, everybody. I hope everyone enjoyed the workshops and the exhibits that they were able to visit. We appreciate the presenters during this morning's workshops and also the exhibitors for spending time with us this morning. I'm Michelle Goot, the Community Engagement Manager for the City of Fort Worth, and I'd like to welcome you to the 21st Annual Fort Worth Neighborhood Awards. I'd like to give a big thank you to our sponsor and luncheon sponsors, Central Market and Meta. We also want to thank our venue sponsor, Doxology Bible Church, for this lovely space. I'd like to have Dr. Freeland come up to deliver the invocation.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Two real quick things. Number one, this is an answer to about a 2-decade-old prayer just from our church. So we're not a church that is trying to be the best church or best faith community in Fort Worth, but we would sure love to be the best church for Fort Worth that we could be, and a huge part of that is what's happening right here. So we're so grateful for you and the work that you do in our community and the chance to host you. Second thing is this is a dessert first kind of church. So if you want to just cut the line, you can let other people go first and enjoy that dessert. We're so glad you're here. Let me pray for us. Lord, thank you. Thanks for each person that's here. Lord, this is a diverse group of people in just about every way imaginable, each created by you, designed by you, handmade by you, and then placed in place with a purpose by you. And Lord, I'm so grateful for the way that they embody that in their neighborhoods, near the people that you've placed them around. And as that's rewarded today and celebrated today, we are so grateful, Lord, for just the chance to celebrate great stuff that's happening all over our city. So we pray for the food that we're about to eat. Thank you, Lord, for those who so generously provided it so that this could be a moment that we say thanks to people around this room and also thanks to you for what you're doing in our city. In Jesus' name, amen.
So unfortunately, Mayor Parker couldn't join us for today's luncheon, but she did provide a video, and we're going to play that for you now.
Hello and welcome to the 21st Annual Neighborhood Awards. I'm Fort Worth Mayor Maddie Parker, and the people in this room are the most involved and dedicated in the entire city, but you probably already knew that. I really wish I could be with all of you today because the Neighborhood Awards are truly a representation of Fort Worth at its very best. This event is all about recognizing the outstanding work of HOAs, neighborhood associations, and the city staff who make your communities thrive. You are the ones bringing people together, solving issues, making neighborhoods more beautiful and vibrant, and above all, making Fort Worth a true place to call home. Congratulations to all our finalists. Thank you for your time and talents in making Fort Worth an incredible place to live, work, and raise a family. I'm so proud to serve as your mayor, and I'm deeply grateful for you and your love for this city and your commitment to all of us. I promise to come and welcome you at a city council meeting upcoming. I want all of you to be in your beautiful new chamber to really recognize your hard work and dedication and how important it is to recognize your hard work. God bless each of you, and thank you for being a part of this wonderful community we call home. Thank you.
We have several elected officials with us today. If you could please stand. I know we have council members Flores, Crane, Martinez, Beck, Nettles. So thank you all for coming. We also have many city employees here today who serve our neighborhoods in many different ways. If you are a city employee, would you please stand? I would like to take the time to recognize one group who is very special and helps to put on today's event, and that's the community engagement team. These liaisons work with you all year long, and they also organize today's exhibits, workshops, awards, and luncheon. Please stand when I call your name, or wave if you're already standing. Janera Mejias, Tracy Edwards, Kenneth Nally, Sharika Johnson, Olga Nowlin, and Julie Orbar. I'd also like to give a special thank you to Terrence Hamilton. Today is Terrence's last day as part of the community engagement team. We wish him luck in his new job in Claiborne, and we will miss his hard work on behalf of the city and our neighborhoods. Please look in your workshop booklet for the contact information for your liaison and invite them to your next event or meeting. The City of Fort Worth created the Neighborhood Awards to recognize you and the best projects and activities that bring us together. This year we had more nominations than ever before. We appreciate all of the organizations who sent in nominations, and we wish we could highlight each of you during today's luncheon. Today we will recognize the outstanding work of HOAs and neighborhood association in each of these categories: neighborhood newsletter, Mayor's civic engagement and community collaboration, Mayor's health and fitness, Fort Worth Pride, and Fort Worth Spirit of Fort Worth. We'll also have 5 individual awards today: the Danny Scarth Trailblazer Award, a new award that we're giving for the first time, the Distinguished Service to Veterans Award, our Code Compliance Officer of the Year, our NPO of the Year, and finally, Neighbor of the Year. And our final award will go to the Fort Worth Neighborhood of the Year. They will go on to compete at the National Neighborhoods USA. Last year's winner, Lake Como Neighborhood Advisory Council, placed first in their category and also went on to be named the National Neighborhood of the Year. This is the first time that a neighborhood from Fort Worth has received this honor. Today's awards were judged by a panel of judges from area municipalities. They reviewed all of the nominations and chose our winners. We thank them for their time. This year we received nominations from many neighborhoods who had never submitted one before. If this was your first time sending in a nomination, would you please stand? Because of the large number of nominations we received, this year we will be awarding a second and first runner-up certificates for those categories where we had a large number of nominations. When the winner is announced, we invite a representative to come up to receive their award, and we invite the council member to join them to help us present the award. You can then exit to the left, and we have a backdrop for you to use if you want to take additional photos. You can also take them after the ceremony. All of the photos taken today by our photographer will be available on our website after Wednesday. Today we are joined by our new city manager, Jay Chapa. Jay Chapa became the Fort Worth's first Hispanic city manager on January 28, 2025. His visionary leadership, proven ability to deliver results, private sector experience, and commitment to innovation have made a lasting impact across Fort Worth. During more than 2 decades of service with the city of Fort Worth, Jay excelled in roles ranging from deputy city manager to the director of housing and economic development. In these various roles, he implemented policies that have strengthened the city's economy, enhanced public safety, and ensured financial stability. He is known for his collaborative leadership style and ability to bring diverse voices to the table, from HOA neighborhood meetings to civic gatherings to business boardrooms. Jay is known for finding solutions while being mindful of the city's taxpayers. Would Jay please come and join me on stage and say a few remarks?
Thank you, Michelle. And how about a round of applause for Michelle? Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's a wonderful turnout, and it's great to be here. I'm excited about being at this event as city manager, and I want to thank the city council again for choosing me to to come back to the city and be your city manager. You know, I've lived in Fort Worth for over 3 decades, and I believe that our neighborhoods are the key factor, or is one of the key factors that makes Fort Worth a unique place. The diverse neighborhoods we have great choices when people move here on where they want to live, the type of neighborhood that will fit well with them. People can find their place. They find Fort Worth as their place overall, and then even more distinctly, they find the neighborhood that fits them. This celebration isn't just about recognizing achievements, it's also about highlighting the dedication of everyone in this room and everything that you do to improve our community. Strong neighborhoods foster a sense of belonging and connection among neighbors, which leads to more involvement in the community. Community involvement is the heart that makes a city work. What you all provide, the input that you provide to us and to the city and to the leadership is important, and it helps us guide our way. Fort Worth's strength lies in the partnerships between the 300 or so neighborhoods, the city council, city staff, and what we're able to accomplish together. The hard work and innovation that drive positive change in our neighborhoods will be highlighted today. Let's use those highlights and what we learn as springboards to inspire us all to continue to come up with new ways and innovations to improve our community. Together, we can ensure that Fort Worth remains a city where everyone can live and enjoy life. And thank you again for everything you do.
Jay will be helping to pass out today's awards with the city council members from each district. Our first award recognizes the need for good communication among neighbors. Newsletters are judged on content and appearance, as well as how well they reach their intended audience. Our first award for today goes to our second runner-up in this category, the Carter Riverside Neighborhood Association. They are winning for their newsletter, Riverside Pride. Councilmember Martinez. Each issue is well-rounded with topics like community history, spotlight on homes and volunteers, news from local schools, and municipal issues that interest the community. It also contains important contact information for city staff and services. The newsletter is distributed electronically to residents. Hard copies are also printed and placed at numerous locations frequented by community members. Some Carter Riverside Neighborhood Association members also distribute hard copies of the newsletter to homes of elderly residents. Our first runner-up is Eastern Hills Neighborhood Association for their newsletter, News from the Hills. While they come up, I'll tell you a little about their newsletter. This newsletter is published 11 times a year and contains a mix of community news, activities taking place in the neighborhood, as well as a president's message and treasurer's report. The newsletter is sent through email and also delivered door to door. Membership dues help pay for the printing. The newsletter also contains helpful information for the residents and contact information for city services. Our winner in the newsletter category is Ryan Place Improvement Neighborhood Association. For the Ryan Place newsletter. 9 issues are published and delivered to 850 homes in the neighborhood. The judges selected this newsletter because of the variety of information contained in each issue and the clean and professional layout. They also liked the community service corner, events calendar, and volunteer guide. All of these help to inform and unite the neighbors about what is going on in their neighborhood and tells them a little bit more about their neighbors. Congratulations to the Ryan Place Improvement Neighborhood Association. Thank you. Before we move on to our next category, I would like to give another special thank you to the staff at Doxology Bible Church. They provide this facility, all of the setup, and support during the event at absolutely no charge to us. They are truly community partners. They are always generous and welcoming to the community, and we appreciate this partnership. I would also like to thank again our sponsors, Meta and Central Market. Thanks to their generosity, we are able to offer today's event at no charge to our neighborhoods. The arrangements on the table were provided by Central Market, and other arrangements throughout the event were provided by Blossoms on the Bricks. Our next award is the Civic Engagement and Community Collaboration Award. This recognizes neighborhoods that partner with others to tackle significant or creative initiatives. They may work with city staff, elected officials, schools, businesses, or other neighborhoods and civic groups to bring about positive change to their neighborhood or the city as a whole. Our second runner-up is Ridgely Hills Neighborhood Association. While they come up, I'll tell you a little bit more about the award. Okay. Each year, the Ridgely Hills Neighborhood Association holds events to bring neighbors together. The association partners with local businesses and community groups to sponsor each event. All Ridgely Hills Neighborhood Association events are created, set up, and staffed by volunteers, and these volunteers include members and students from local and middle high schools. This year's National Night Out event included collaborations with several city departments, and the attendance was 5 times greater than their previous events. They also used funds raised to make donations to the schools located within their boundaries. Our first runner-up in this category is the Lake Como Neighborhood Association Council. This was for their back-to-school event. This event has been taking place for 30 years. They partner with the Leadership Academy of Como Elementary School, Como Community Center, local businesses, volunteers, and educators to provide essential school supplies to children in need. 65 volunteers organized and ran the event, which provided school supplies and free haircuts. They also had organizations come to share information with parents. More than $20,000 was donated for the event, and the school supplies were provided to an estimated 500 students. And our winner for the Mayor's Civic Engagement and Community Collaboration is Glencrest Civic League. In District 8, and this was for their October Street Fair. The fair brought together the community to provide health and vision screenings, financial and educational resources, a classic car display, music, prizes, and entertainment. It encouraged neighbors to engage with one another and deepen their community connection. Local businesses and organizations helped to make the event a success by providing information and funding. The event was organized and run by volunteers. The end result was a community building event that brought together the neighborhood and even brought in new members to the association. Our next award is the Mayor's Health and Wellness. This award honors the significant effort to promote health and wellness, safety, exercise, and recreation, all of which lead to a better quality of life. Our first runner-up is Westcliff and Westcliff West. While they're making their way to the stage, I'll tell you a little bit more about their event. These two neighborhoods joined together to participate in the Candy Cane Walk and Run. This allowed them to not only exercise, but also get to know each other. All ages, all abilities participated, from those who walked the 1 mile to those who ran the 5K. Participants were then asked to assist with the Cowtown Marathon in February. Participation in the event allowed them to get some exercise and strengthen their involvement with the Cowtown Marathon, who offices in their neighborhood. And the winner of the Neighbors Health and Wellness category is Garden of Eden Neighborhood Association. They are in District 11, and while they come to the stage, I'll tell you about their event. The Garden of Eden Neighborhood Association also had a 5K fun run and 1-mile walk as part of their Push Through event. This is the 20th year of the event, and it focuses on pushing through issues that might be facing residents. These include cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and Alzheimer's. The event brings together businesses, organizations, churches, and residents to learn more about health issues while also getting in some exercise. The event also helps to maintain the close-knit community as they continue to work on projects in their neighborhood. Businesses and donors help to pay for the event and provide prizes. Our next award is the Fort Worth Pride. The Fort Worth Pride Award is given to an organization that improves physical aspects of the neighborhood. Neighborhoods may have completed beautification projects, hosted cleanups, built community gardens, or worked with city departments and others to make their neighborhoods cleaner and more attractive. Our second runner-up is Ridgely Hills Neighborhood Association. The Ridgely Hills Garden Club decided to work with the Ridgely Hills Neighborhood Association to begin a Yard of the Month program. Neighbors nominate yards from the 1st through the 10th of each month, and the winner is announced on the 15th and receives a sign to place in their yard. The program acknowledges the hard work and beautiful yards within the neighborhood and encourages others to help keep the neighborhood beautiful. The club also provides gardening tips and plants as part of the program. Our first runner-up is the Lake Como Neighborhood Association Council. This major landscaping project was to restore and beautify the Lake Como Cemetery in preparation for the installation of the historic landmark. Residents were invited to participate in community meetings to discuss their concerns and suggestions regarding the cemetery's condition. The cleanup involved excavation, replacing fences, clearing the alleyway, and leveling the grounds. The Boy Scout troop installed benches and cut down and removed dead trees and bushes. Volunteers did the repairs, landscaping, and beautification to bring a sense of pride to the rich history of the community. The result was a beautiful place of interment for the Lake Como loved ones who were in the cemetery. And the winner of the Fort Worth Pride Award is Rosemont Neighborhood Association. While they come up, I'll tell you a little bit more about what the judges, why the judges selected them for the winning award. This beautification project brought street toppers to the neighborhood. They initiated the project to bring pride to the neighborhood and foster a sense of unity that was reflective of the neighborhood's rich culture. In order to design the toppers, the neighborhood worked with art teachers at Richard Wilson and Rosemont Middle Schools. Students were asked to design the logo for the street toppers. The residents then voted on the winning logo. Local businesses helped to sponsor the contest. The neighborhood said that while it's sometimes difficult to get volunteers after families have worked hard all day, the street topper project truly brought together the community. These street toppers also represent the first bilingual street toppers in the city and are a source of pride for the residents. The Spirit of Fort Worth Award is given to an association that fosters social revitalization, enhances cultural aspects of the neighborhood, or just simply makes residents feel welcome and connected. Our second runner-up is Carter Riverside Neighborhood Association. The Carter Riverside Neighborhood Association sponsors community-wide events throughout the year. These include Boo on the Bray, Christmas in Riverside, Coffee with the Cops, just to name a few. Typically, neighborhood residents numbering the hundreds attend these celebrations and are a catalyst for area residents to have a renewed sense of community. These events are planned, executed, and staffed by volunteers, churches, and schools. The diversity of those involved is significant, with all ages, ethnic, and racial backgrounds participating. Our first runner-up is the Lake Como Neighborhood Association Council. Lake Como's annual Juneteenth celebration was established in 2020 by Kendra Williams, a lifelong Lake Como resident. The event has a different theme each year. This year's theme for the event is The Way We Move, and it focused on how African dance has been a pivotal form of expression in the African American community. The event started with a walk from Zion Baptist Church and ended at the Como Community Center. After arriving at the center, there was a presentation detailing how dance has always been an integral part of daily life in Africa. More than 200 people attended the event, and it once again renewed a sense of pride in the community. The judges selected an HOA and neighborhood association winner in this category. Our HOA winner is Vista West Homeowners Association, and I don't think we have anybody here today from Vista West. But let's give them a round of applause. Their event is an annual cookie crawl. It started 7 years ago. It's held in December, and it gets the neighborhood out to celebrate the holidays by walking the neighborhood and tasting cookies and beverages at participating homes. Each house that chooses to participate submits a theme, beverage, and cookie. Some of the past themes have been the Grinch, an old-fashioned Christmas, ugly sweaters, and any other theme that the homeowner can think of. Residents then walk around the neighborhood to enjoy the treats. And our winner in the Spirit of Fort Worth category is West Meadowbrook Neighborhood Association. They are winning for their project, Mrs. Brown's Christmas. Mrs. Brown is an 85-year-old resident on McLean Street. Drug dealers, drug users, and the homeless regularly invade her backyard. With a broken fence, she had little protection for her property. The McLean Street cleanup event is coordinated by West Meadowbrook Neighborhood Association and the East Lancaster Task Force. During the four-hour event, they cleaned up her backyard, the adjoining property, and they worked together as a community to make her home a priority. The group decided to repair her fence, but they ultimately replaced the wooden fence with a sturdy metal one. Volunteers and businesses donated time and money to the project. The final cost was $10,000, which was all raised by the neighborhood association. The months of fundraising and the 2-day build allowed the group to gift a new fence to Mrs. Brown. This will help her feel safe in her home once again. Okay. It's a 2.5-day event.
2.5 days, 60 people, every department in the city helped us.
Now we're going to move to our individual awards. We begin with the award named for the former city council member, Danny Scarth. Sadly, we lost Councilman Scarth several years ago, but his legacy of public service, inclusion, and kindness continue. The Danny Scarth Trailblazer Award recognizes someone who in their everyday life raises awareness and makes real changes that improve opportunities for persons with disabilities. This year's winner is no stranger to most of us. He faithfully attends public meetings to let his voice be heard. The winner this year of the Danny Scarth Award is Mike Wise. And Al Henderson is joining Mike, and he is the one who nominated him for this award. Mike is a familiar face at City Hall and at countless public meetings throughout the city. Mike is an advocate for making our city more inclusive and accessible. He has been an advocate for voting and identified compliance issues at polling places. He's also a sidewalk warrior. He submitted many requests for sidewalk maintenance for gaps, faults, and missing sidewalk sections. He has also raised awareness on transportation issues for people in wheelchairs. His input has improved the accessibility of the My Fort Worth app and the city's website. He has served on the Mayor's Committee on Persons with Disabilities for over 18 years and is a loud voice for those who might not know how to get things done. Thank you, Mike. The Distinguished Service for Veterans Award is a brand new award at this year's Neighborhood Awards. It recognizes individuals, businesses, and groups who have demonstrated remarkable dedication to supporting the veterans in our community and the veteran community as a whole. This award celebrates those who have shown commitment to serving and assisting veterans within the community, and there are so many people across the community who do this already. From the Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base to the many local nonprofits and public service agencies to mayor and council and even the residents across our city. We have a wealth of support for our service members. We were thrilled to receive a large number of applications for this award, even in its very first year. We actually received over 20 nominations for this award. The collective impact across these many applications is significant. Because of this, we ultimately decided to extend the award to both an individual and an organization who serves our veterans community. The judging panel was made up of veterans who live in our community, and they've selected a runner-up and a winner in an organization and individual category. We'd like to invite our Veteran Services Liaison for the city, Joaquin Castillo, to come up. And I'd also like to invite Councilmember Beck to come up. For those of you that don't know, she is a veteran, and she was very instrumental in getting this new position created.
And so is Michelle. Don't let her not skip on that.
The first runner-up in the organization category is CLC Incorporated. CLC has consistently supported issues related to veterans through its internal programs and active participation in the Servolution network. Through the network, they have provided community services, participated in the drive-through mobile food pantry. They also attend the Tarrant County Veterans Treatment Court to assist veterans with training and employment services. Their Combatants Overcoming Income Needs program is funded by the Texas Veterans Commission and has provided 261 combat veteran families and surviving spouses with assistance in housing, utility, and transportation needs. Their unique approach to veteran assistance has been a game changer, and there is no wrong door for veterans seeking help. Thanks to their work, veterans can access the support they need regardless of where they enter the system. Our runner-up in the individual category is Megan Heel. As the North Texas Regional Manager of Combined Arms, a veteran-serving nonprofit that powers the statewide program connecting military personnel to free resources spanning 19 categories in 136 counties. Under her leadership, 1,324 direct referrals were made on behalf of military-connected residents living in Fort Worth. This included career assistance, financial assistance, housing, food insecurity, and legal assistance. She is an advocate for the VA Mobile Food Pantry and helps to screen 160 households each month. She is also involved with Holidays and Heroes, Valentine's for Veterans, Family Day picnics at the Joint Reserve Base, and a veteran festival at the VA clinic. Our winner in the organization category is Air Power Foundation. The Air Power Foundation is committed to the welfare and mental health of our veterans. Programs they have funded include luncheons to build camaraderie, fishing and hunting programs, the iBot mobility device, and crisis counseling. They work with the Recovery Resource Council, and they fund grants for veterans facing housing insecurity. In July 2024, they hosted the first Patriot Roundup, which funds emergency grants for veterans in crisis. The foundation has a 25-year history of helping veterans and thanking them for their service. They fill the gaps in service offered to our nation's heroes so that they receive the quality of life they deserve after their service to our country. In our individual category, our winner is Christine Wilson. Christine assists with the annual Stand Down event that provides services and supplies to 150 homeless and at-risk veterans. The event provides clothing, haircuts, hygiene products, and services from various organizations. She works closely with Patriot House and Liberty House and helps prepare move-out baskets for veterans who are moving into housing from the shelters. She is involved in numerous recognition events, from Purple Heart Recipient Day to POW MI Day Remembrance Day. No task is too big or too small to support our veterans, according to Christine. She heard about a veteran that was wheelchair-bound, and he wanted to replace the tattered flag in his front yard. She rallied the American Legion and community members to not only provide a new flag, but to hold a ceremony in front of his house to lower the tattered flag and raise the new one. They had salutes and taps during the ceremony. Thank you, Christine. Thank you for letting us add that award to the ceremony this year. We feel like the veterans are a very important part of our community, and we wanted to recognize those people who do the extra work to support them. So thank you for giving us the time to do that. Next, we have our Code Compliance Officer of the Year. Our city's Fort Worth Code Compliance Officers partner with neighborhoods to make them clean and safe. They attend neighborhood meetings, help to organize neighborhood cleanups, and respond to concerns in our community. Part of their job is to investigate, document, and ensure compliance with city codes, ordinance, and zoning regulations. Our Code Compliance Officer of the Year recognizes an officer who handles the job courteously and efficiently while also maintaining positive customer service relationships. They go above and beyond to make our community better. All of the officers nominated today in this category and our NPO category were nominated by you, the neighborhoods, and we appreciate you recognizing them for the great service they provide. This year, we had more nominations in this category than ever before. Would each of the code officers nominated stand when I call your name? Gina, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing, Ambries from Westcliff and Westcliff West Neighborhood Associations. David Blackshear for Far Greater Northside Historical Neighborhood Association. Bridget Roden, Carter Park Neighborhood Association. Marissa Rodriguez from the Highland Hills Neighborhood Association. And Pamela Smith from Harriet Creek HOA. When I announce the winner, I'd like to ask Brian Doherty, our Code Compliance Director, to come up and join us in the picture if he's here. I think I saw him earlier. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, this year's Code Compliance Officer of the Year is Marissa Rodriguez. Marissa was nominated by the Highland Hills Neighborhood Association. Marissa goes above and beyond for her community. When she was meeting with the seniors having fun, she not only provided information, but she participated in an interactive recycling activity. With short notice, she mobilized a team of volunteers with a happy to help spirit to make sure that the Highland Hills community was well represented when the 8th Annual Breast Cancer Awareness Parade went through their community. She made sure that dump tires, trash bags, tall grass, and debris were gone for the event, and the community could be proud of the way their neighborhood looked. The neighborhood had this to say: Marissa cares. She exemplifies what every community needs in a code enforcement officer. She has integrity and pride when she represents the city where we live, work, and play.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Our neighborhood patrol officers, or as we know them, NPOs, do all the things that regular police officers do, but they also help to identify crime trends in the neighborhoods they're assigned to. They communicate with residents and business owners. They attend community meetings and events, and they recruit volunteers for Citizens on Patrol. They're often your most important link to the police department. Will the nominees please stand when I call your name? Percy Holland for the Chisholm Trail Ranch and the Llano Springs HOAs. Kirk Massey for Far Greater Northside Historical Neighborhood Association. Oster Moncada for the Northside Neighborhood Association. David Nicholson, Lake Como Neighborhood Association Council. Jonathan Quintero for Carter Park. Ryan Rockwell for the Garden of Eden. Ralph Salazar for the Fort Worth Stockyards. And Efrain Tenorio for Rosemont. This year, we actually have a tie for the NPO of the Year. Our first winner is Percy Holland. Percy was actually nominated by the Chisholm Trail Ranch and the Llano Springs HOAs. If there are representatives from those HOAs, could they join us? I think the HOAs are coming up too. Officer Holland quickly established a strong relationship with his HOAs by initiating a community safety meeting to present crime statistics and information about the Neighborhood Watch program. This has become the cornerstone of their safety efforts. He actively participates in neighborhood cleanup and attends many community events. He's also eager to engage with residents, listen to their concerns, and offer solutions. The HOAs had this to say: while many officers excel in their duties, Officer Holland stands out because of his unwavering dedication to both the practical and personal aspects of community policing. He consistently goes above and beyond to ensure residents feel heard, supported, and safe. Congratulations. Our second winner is Ralph Salazar. Do you want us to come down? Okay.
All right, you got it.
That's dedication. Officer Salazar is an NPO assigned to the stockyards. He freely volunteers his time and expertise to many community meetings and activities, including Shop with a Cop Day, Fort Worth Police Athletic League, Turkey Giveaway, the Active Shooter Response Plan, the Cowtown Marathon, and Tunnel to Towers Run, to name just a few. He has an extremely positive influence on the stockyard safety and visitors' experience, and his passion for serving his community is widely recognized and greatly appreciated. This is what they had to say about Officer Salazar. He has a passion for Fort Worth. He has a friendly demeanor and exemplary professionalism, and that has become a fabric of why people work and own businesses in the stockyards. Okay, our final individual award today is the Neighbor of the Year. This award recognizes an individual whose outstanding service has made a positive impact on people in their neighborhood. The best candidate for this award is not necessarily an officer or leader, but more of an unsung hero to the community they live in. As I call out the nominees' names, would you please stand? Janet Williamson for Westcliff and Westcliff West. Gladys McBride, Lake Como. Trina Sanders for the Garden of Eden. Julie Ledford, Handley. Haley Carr for Chisholm Trail Ranch, HOA. Naomi Dillard for Carter Riverside. Mike Phipps for Meadowbrook. Charles Scott for the far greater North Side. Joseph Geringer for Ridgely Hills. Royal Carrington for the Parks at Willow Ridge, HOA. And David Gonzalez for Carter Park. Our second runner-up for Neighbor of the Year is Trina Sanders. Trina serves as the president of the Garden of Eden Neighborhood Association. She plans each meeting to discuss issues, invite special guests to provide information, and even make sure there's a meal to enjoy. Trina coordinates the 5K fun run and 1 mile walk, neighborhood cleanups, neighborhood security patrols, and inspections for illegal dumping. She acts as a tour guide of the neighborhood and shares information about the history of the Garden of Eden. She's also a volunteer in her community, providing transportation and assistance for wheelchair-bound individuals, and is a reading mentor at Cheney Hills Elementary. Thank you, Trina, for the work you do for our community and your neighborhood. Our first runner-up for Neighbor of the Year is Gladys McBride. Well, let me tell you about Gladys. As a resident of Lake Como for over 50 years, she's become a beloved figure, affectionately known as Granny by her neighbors and community. She has volunteered for more than 30 years of service to the Como community, where she cooks for the after-school program, participates in the senior program, and helps with the Como Mobile Food Pantry. Her vibrant personality and commitment shine through in everything she does. Even at 84 years young, she remains energetic and engaged, always ready to lend a hand and contribute wherever is needed. She embodies the spirit of service and community involvement. While other seniors are saying, "My time is up," Gladys is saying, "What's next?"
I just want to say on her behalf, thank you. She's currently working at the center as we speak, so that's why she's not here.
And our Fort Worth Neighbor of the Year for this year is Janet Williamson. For more than a decade, Janet has lived in the Westcliff neighborhood, welcoming neighbors, encouraging civic and community involvement, and modeling the best of Fort Worth servant leadership and integrity. She has served as the president from 21 to 24 and became the driving force behind a unique collaboration between Westcliff and Westcliff West neighborhood associations. She cultivated the relationship with TCU and the city of Fort Worth in support of responsible residency and has been involved in the TCU Neighbor to Neighbor program since the beginning. She has increased membership in the neighborhood association and has improved the communication between the neighborhood associations, the city, and TCU. As a true servant leader, Janet embodies the belief that even in a neighborhood that includes multi-million-dollar homes and subsidized housing, a robust small business community, and a major university, we all have something in common. We all have more in common than we do differences. We're going to be starting something new this spring, so I want you to watch for more information. It'll be a neighborhood leadership meeting, which we're going to hold quarterly for all of the neighborhood leaders in Fort Worth. At these meetings, you'll be able to meet with other leaders, exchange ideas, and learn about city initiatives. So please watch for more information. Our Neighborhood of the Year is our final award, and it recognizes the excellence in all of the categories that we've mentioned above. Judges made their selection by looking at all of the nominations that were submitted. The Neighborhood of the Year recognition is bestowed upon an association that excels in all previously mentioned categories, meaning any of the nominees mentioned through today's ceremony could have been selected. The Community Engagement Office will send a representative from the winning neighborhood to the Neighborhoods USA National Competition in Florida. The winner of this year's Neighborhood of the Year was also on stage accepting this last year. Would the residents of Lake Como Neighborhood Association come? I don't know if you could tell, but Kendra's very proud that. The Lake Como Neighborhood Association Councils. Oh, okay. The purpose of the NAC is to promote civic spirit and encourage members, partners, and institutions to work together for the common good. It's also to establish goodwill among residents, promote the improvement of public facilities, and engage with government and community institutions in dealing with community issues. Serving regular and business and associate members within the Lake Como boundaries, the Lake Como Neighborhood Advisory Council has developed permanent and special committees such as Crime Task Force, a designated communications team, a neighborhood enhancement team, the Lake Como Wellness Council, and a Neighborhood Advisory Council Executive Committee to aid in the growth of the neighborhood. During today's ceremony, they were recognized for their back-to-school event, reviving the community cemetery, and for their annual Juneteenth celebration. Their diversity of programming and activities for their members is to be a good example for everybody. Congratulations to Lake Como. Again, I would like to thank everybody that submitted nominations. I wish we could recognize all of the great work that we saw in those nominations. Unfortunately, we're not giving participation trophies. We actually had a first, second, and third place, but we do appreciate it. And I really encourage you all to take advantage of the neighborhood leaders committee that we're going to put together, because I think that's an excellent way to share the good ideas that all of you are doing in your community and make everybody's community better. So thank you today for coming, and thanks for all you do.